The neuroscience of behavior. Neurons use electrical signals to summarize information from many synapses. The constantly fluctuating membrane potential of a neuron is an efficient way to add together and summarize what's happening at all of those thousands of synapses. The more synapses are active, the more the neuron's voltage will favor for a brief time. If no synapses are active, then the neuron's potential will stay the same. The neuron's potential reflects the average activity of thousands of synapses. Synaptic input determines whether a neuron will produce an action potential. Neurons reverse their potential to send an electrical message from the cell body out to the very tips of the axon. This is called action potential. Action potential, also called nerve impulse, is the electrical message of a neuron that travels along the axon to the axon terminals. Depolarizing is reducing the polarization of a neuron, making it more likely to fire. Threshold is the size of depolarization necessary to trigger an action potential. Hyperpolarizing is increasing the polarity of neuron, making it less likely to fire. Axon hillock is the wildest part of an axon, where it originates from the cell body. All or none property is the fact that the size of the action potential is independent of the size of the stimulus. Refractory phase is a period during and immediately after a nerve impulse when a neuron cannot produce another action potential. Myelin is the fatty insulation around an axon formed by glial cells, which increase the speed of conduction of nerve impulses. Nodes of Ranvier is regularly spaced breaks in the myelin sheath of an axon. Saltatory conduction is the form of conduction in which an action potential jumps from one node of Ranvier to the next. Agonist is a drug that activates a receptor in the same way as the normal neurotransmitter. Antagonist is a drug molecule that interferes with neurotransmitter from binding to its receptor. Hormones are chemicals released from one part of the body that enters the bloodstream and affects another part of the body. The pituitary gland is an endocrine gland that releases hormones that affect virtually all other endocrine glands.